Americans are moving to locations with higher climate risk. You see, not everywhere has the same level of climate risk. Southern California, with wildfires and drought, much worse than the Pacific Northwest. The increased risk from tornadoes and flooding can be seen in the central US, and of course, very famously, the hurricanes down here. You can see Houston right here, particularly standing out. Now, this paper broke up the changing risks by lots of different sources. Of course, what everybody's worried about are the river floods in central Texas, and we do see that these counties are going to experience an elevated risk. And this is costing the American economy hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's getting more expensive all the time. This particular graph is interesting. It looks at different types of natural disasters. That's our columns, and then ranks them according to how expensive they are. And the most expensive climate disasters that we've experienced have been seen in the past 20 years. There's a lot more red and orange up here and a lot more green down here. Some of this is just population growth. We have more buildings, and so therefore a given disaster will destroy more stuff. But where are we putting these buildings? And maybe we should take this into account. Not all high-risk areas are growing. They find that population is retreating from the high-risk areas if they're low urbanized. So we kind of have this trade-off. The improved labor market opportunities in a lot of coastal urban areas is offsetting the high exposure to disruptive climate shock. Now, if this was just for individuals, fine. Everyone has to make their own cost-benefit risk assessment. But we don't treat natural disasters as every man for themselves. We come together as a community, we volunteer, and we spend hundreds of billions of dollars of federal FEMA money to help alleviate the suffering. When an individual decides to move to a more disaster-prone area, they're not taking into account the increased burden they are placing on national resources. Now, in a private insurance market, this simply gets solved by the companies charging a higher rate for higher risk areas. Fine, that can work. But for public insurance, such as FEMA, we need a mechanism to internalize that negative externality to affect people's decisions. One option is to simply raise the property taxes in more disaster-prone areas. This is essentially like increasing the premium for the de facto public natural disaster insurance. But I think we're doing the opposite of that right now. So what do you think? How would you solve it? Folks are not taking into account the full risk that they are imposing upon the community and the nation.